Hello everyone, Raphael Lewis here on behalf of the National Coalition Party of Canada Political Action Committee. With regards to the most recent updates on Paul Bernardo's case, we know his horrific crime is horrible. This guy's a monster, let's put it this way. However, his recent update transferring him from a maximum to a medium sparked to a medium security prison sparked outrage amongst leaders, Canadians, and families, and most importantly, the families of the victims. And I've seen our Premier, Doug Ford, calling for resignation for our for resignation. We've seen the opposition leader on the federal level, Mr. Pierre Poilievre calling on Prime Minister Trudeau to intervene. Well, what we must understand is it doesn't really work this way. The Prime Minister cannot intervene. It's almost impossible for him to say, hey, we don't want that to happen. Because the way our justice system works, the maximum sentence is life sentence. They call it 25 to life. And how does that work within our correctional system is that someone like Paul Bernardo who is like a serial, they call him dangerous sex offender, a DSO. So this type of guy, he got the maximum sentence, 25 to life. So what does that mean is once he's getting close to serving 25 years of his life sentence, depending on his correctional plan, depending on his correctional officer, his probation officer, you name it, depending on his behavior in jail, if they deem that his behavior was good enough, they start to bring him down when it's getting close to his 25 to life. They start to bring him down to a medium to continue observation to see if his behavior continue to improve, remain better behavior. And when he's trying to reach his 25 to life, they may bring him down to a minimum security prison. So that's the way the correctional system works. So that doesn't mean it would certainly be eligible for parole after it served his 25 years. That's how it works. That being said, if he would get paroled, he would still remain under the purview of the correctional service, the Canadian Correctional Services, and if he violates his parole, they would bring him back. I understand the harm, the pain that caused to the families of his victims, and certainly the outrage. But this is how the system works, and there's nothing Prime Minister Trudeau, the leaders calling for Prime Minister Trudeau, regardless of who is the Prime Minister, there's nothing, they cannot really intervene. His lawyers would argue considerably of his right for parole, depending on his behavior. I know it's, I've taken restorative justice program. I've worked with with another program for people, jail people, correctional people, and that's how it works. It's very unfortunate for the families. However, the families, when they see that happening, they can intervene to stop, to go before the parole board, to present their grief, to say, hey, you should not let this monster out. That's how it works. It's unfortunate. That brings me to a question, is my public opinion poll. I'm going to set a different video for this one. It's going to be a public opinion. That's set. The only way you would keep this guy in jail is if we had the death penalty, capital punishment. If he received the capital, someone like this, if he received capital punishment, that's the only way you would keep him out of jail until his time comes for execution. So this is how it works. My heart goes to the families of the victim. But this is how the system works, unfortunately. But this is a call to pass new law, new legislation, so we don't let this kind of monsters out in the public, in the case, in this Paul Bernardo case. Thank you very much for your comments. This one's a little bit longer than usual, but please do comment. I appreciate your comment, and I send my dearest sympathy to the families of the victims. And as always, my name is Raphael Lewis, on behalf of the National Coalition Party of Canada Political Action Committee. Thank you very much.